Alright, y'all, what's up? In this one, we're going to talk about free roam driving. Um, so basically, I'm making this video because I see a lot of people having trouble in this game staying on the road in free roam. Because if you don't know, when you're in free roam, if you ain't got if you don't have a driving line set or a map destination set, you don't have a driving line.
Welcome back, Mike.
So basically, I'm making this video for those people that have a hard time driving in free roam and staying on the road. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking in this game session per se while I'm driving, because it's going to be kind of hard to do that. So with that being said, just pay attention to what I want you guys to do is pay attention to how I'm positioning the car. And I'm going to have the camera set on the hood. I know this isn't like a traditional spot for everybody to be able to see where the car's at, but when you're driving a real car, basically this is the view you'll see when you're driving, kind of like this. But I want people to see where the front of the car actually lands, so that's why I'm going to be using this hood view. This is actually the view I use most of the time while I'm racing in this game, and typically when I'm driving fast, because it allows me to see the front view of the car and where the front of the car is, which is very important. I find it that when I'm in this view, like this view, it's a distraction because I catch myself looking at the car more so than I look at the road. So I want to keep it in this view. Y'all bear with me. I'm not going to talk a lot, but basically, if you keep in mind your right trigger and your left trigger are pressure sensitive, and I don't give full brake application with the left trigger all the time. Sometimes I give it maybe half, sometimes maybe I give it a third. You'll be able to tell when I hit turns and go in and out of turns. You'll know when I'm giving it full throttle because the car will wind out. This car that I'm using right now has stock horsepower numbers, which is 638 horsepower, and it weighs 3,500 pounds. Well, I think it's 33 or 35, 3,500 pounds. We're going to say that. Somewhere around there. I think it has, if I'm not mistaken, I think it still has the stock tires on it, just they're a little bit more wider than stock. It does have suspension upgrades. It does have, I believe, some other, handling upgrades as well. I can't remember everything off the top of my head. I didn't bother looking, but the point is, though, this car's mostly stock. So let's just hang out in this video and just see how this gets done. Before I take off, y'all, I'm going to show y'all my settings. Let's go to, I always do this every time. Let's go to settings, difficulty. My steering's at standard. I do use anti-lock brakes, which a lot of your newer cars have anti-lock brake systems now. They did back then, like in the early 90s and the 80s and stuff, but it wasn't that great. Like the late 80s to early 90s, but this is the modern car age, and I'm using anti-lock brakes. Everybody's car nowadays has anti-lock brakes, so we keep that on. I do use manual without clutch. I do have a full driving line on, but this is only when you're doing races or you have a map destination. I'm not going to use a map destination. The only time you'll see a driving line is when I pass through the the speed traps for certain corners and all that stuff that you see normally on the map. There is no damage in tire wear. I could turn that on, but I mean, I'm not going to be making pit stops, so um, I never do normally use the rewind. I actually normally keep that off at all times. My son was playing the game earlier, so I don't use launch control because I find it kind of ineffective with a lot of cars. I don't have stability control or traction control on, so keep that in mind. One second while I check that message. Sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to be able to take a long time. My phone's running slow. I'm using the Xbox app to type. So here I'm running 89. Anyway, let's get to it. Back to the hood view. I think a little bit of quality adjustment. Move the car a little better. I don't know. Position of your car on the road means everything. Literally everything. Typically, when you're going into turns, you want to be from the outside to the inside and back on to the outside. This is how I did that. Now we're going back to the inside, back to the outside, merging back over to the left side, cutting back to the inside of this turn. It always ends up normally putting me in a position where I'm always back to the inside, back to the outside. Of course, there always will be AI traffic. Just kind of giving you a gist of how I do this. Only making a left-hand turn. Hitting head on. This right here is an example of what happens when you go for too fast around the turn. This is what I see a lot. People going too fast around the turn. They come around the turn. They end up in the grass, and then this is what they end up looking like out, off the road. You know. So let's try this again. Well, I'm not going to turn around and go back down that road. We're going to keep going. So let's try this again without actually wrecking. I did kind of go too fast that time. This is what happens. This car is stock. Keep that in mind. It doesn't have upgraded brakes, so I'm still kind of adjusting to that. I don't drive this car all the time. This looks like a perfect road to be able to do this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go all the way up to this point right here. And then we're going to turn around and come all the way back down. And then we're going to end up going to this festival. And I think this is where I'm going to end the video at. So just to let y'all know, there will be a few driving lines. But when I drive, I don't always exactly follow these driving lines. I don't feel that they're, how can I put this? I kind of don't feel like these driving lines are as accurate. I'm the kind of player that comes from playing in Gran Turismo. And I find that playing in Gran Turismo has taught me a lot about positioning your car, per se. Because in that game specifically, you have to go through what they call licensing to be able to complete certain races. At least back in the older generation Gran Turismos. I don't really know how it is now. I don't have a PS5 or nothing, so I ain't played Gran Turismo Sport or Gran Turismo 7. But I played Gran Turismo 6, I played Gran Turismo 5, which I can't remember what that is. Kind of like Sport, but different. I don't know. Prologue, I think is what it was called. I played Gran Turismo 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's where I learned a lot of my driving from. And if you guys don't know, Gran Turismo is a raw, very raw feeling driving game. Y'all know I'm pushing as hard as, just about as hard as I can. Downshifting too soon, that's what happened now. In real life, I probably would have blown the engine up of this car. Definitely on stock tires, just to let y'all know. Control that hill. boost a little bit. Just hanging in there. So what you want to do is go in the corner slow, but exit the corner fast as you can.
Arrived at your destination.
Y'all. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch cars. I'm going to see, this was comparable to I would compare this to like your typical upgrades that you would see in real life. Normally somebody that would buy one of these cars isn't going to do a lot of major upgrades to them, because these cars are in real life are already pretty fast. As you can see, they actually do come with stock slotted, I don't know if they're slotted, but they're drilled rotors. This car comes with pretty big brake stock, so I would see that somebody in real life's not going to spend a lot of money on fixing and upgrading the brakes whenever they already got big brakes. I would see somebody probably putting a suspension on this car. And this car comes standard with 638 horsepower from the factory back in 2009, so this is a fast car in real life. I mean, I don't see, if you see one of these on the streets, and you're driving like a GTR or something, man, I'd hate to tell you, man, but if you're not from a dead stop, you're probably not pulling on this car, dude. Like, I've seen one of these cars in action in real life, and it's not nothing to wreck with. It's a fast car. It might not show it in game, but keep in mind this is a ZL1. You know, or not ZL1. I'm thinking of Camaro. My fault. That's kind of ignorance on my behalf. ZR1, excuse me. You know, this car registers at 230 mile an hour on the speedo, and that's what it registers in real life. So they did a pretty good job at making it pretty accurate with that, with the interior, as compared to the other Corvettes on this game. But anyway, enough of that. How about we switch cars to a car that's not a Corvette? Let's try, since I put the GTR out there, let's drive the GTR. Let's see. Can't never find Nissan. We're going to drive the Nismo GTR. Sounds like a plan. This car does have the Hot Wheels tires on it. I don't know how comparable they are to the racing tires, but I don't know. They kind of grip the same. So let's check our settings real quick. I'm going to up the tire pressure up a little bit here. I'm going to put 29 in the front. Actually, we're going to put 30 in the front and 29 in the rear. which this has a lot to do with your how hot your tires get in corners, stopping, braking. You know, has a lot to do with how your tires heat up. Typically, you want your tires warmed up pretty good for it to grip good. So this car is kind of tuned for its top speed. I haven't really messed with it too much to get it faster than 271.2, but it does it. So I don't know. We'll keep it like it is. I'm going to change this back down to 4 degrees. Put this at 1.5 and put this at 1 on the camber. It's a little stiff. We'll bring it down a little bit. Bring this down a little bit more. Put that about like that. It's a little stiff. Bring it down just a hair. We want a little body roll, not a lot. Lower it just a hair. That's a little stiff too, so we'll bring that down a little bit. Like I said, we want a little bit of body roll. We'll do this just a hair under. So that way it's soft when it hits the bumps, but then when it goes back up, it puts the car back at its right height. It needs to be at a little bit stronger weight. So we'll go back down and make it about, 1 point off even. The front downforce, we'll raise it up a little bit. Put it at 350 pounds. 350 pounds of downforce. There when we're at max speed, which we'll probably never hit right here, but we'll see. Up the brake pressure, up to, we'll do 113%. Keep it in the middle. Gonna do 75. We'll do 25. We'll do 15% on that. We'll do acceleration. 75 on that. 25 there. So trying to keep everything as a little bit as even as possible. We'll put this at 50. I'll put this at 75% too, because we do have the actually. So we'll do. Okay, there we go. We'll do 80% on that. We'll message him real quick so he knows I'm doing a video. If y'all don't know, this is actually Hero Brian 89 is my brother, so he does videos with me from time to time. Just a little update on him. He works late at night, so we typically don't record videos together until late at night. He's probably gonna let me play Red Dead tonight with him, so I probably will be posting a new video on Red Dead again with me and him playing. I didn't do so last night when we played, but I'm gonna record this tonight. Alright, y'all, with that being said and done, let's turn around and see how this car handles going down the mountain and going to the festival. After that, man, the video will be done. I just would like to see y'all at the end of this video. Give me some insight on what y'all think. What can I do to improve my driving? If y'all think I can drive a little bit better than this, let me know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not no professional driver. I'm just letting y'all know that I learned everything I learned in racing games when it comes to driving. From Gran Turismo, I kind of find it find it, that game being very informational when it comes to learning how to drive and position of your car when it comes to racing. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Again, if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. I will continue to make more content for y'all. If y'all want to see something specifically, just let me know in the comments. Which game of the games I posted, which game do y'all want to see more of? What type of content you want to expect me to see in the next one? Just let me know. I'll try to get some more stuff out. Send it down for a second. I had a cat meow. Let's get back to it. I'm not going to edit nothing out of this video, so if y'all hear cat meows and everything else, I do apologize. Cats are always meowing around this house at this time of night. I don't know why they do this, but they do. I guess it's because they're cats. It felt like I was going over a hill for a second. But again, this video is about that. I recognize what's happening. My front tires were getting a little bit of oversteer. I can look up and see which one. Oversteers where the rear end of the tires goes out. just say this car right here does not handle very good without aerodynamics on it. It kind of feels like a real heavy car, to be honest with you. It's what it feels like when I'm driving. This car feels heavy. Nice car though. I would love to have one in my life. It's not rich. I have a Nissan GTR sitting in my garage. These cars are really cool, man. I've seen quite a bit of these. They just that sound of that V6. This ain't really that accurate in this game. In real life, I'm probably making so it's really close to a good job of this. It sounds pretty good to me. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. I was supposed to turn back there. Alright, let's turn around. I'm going to drive the sand. Can't see that. Y'all in the video doing this. Most people just drive. I don't see that too often in Forza, man. Everybody driving together like that, and just a little cruise. Normally everybody's trying to race. That's something I'd love to see. People cruising together in Forza, man. That's cool in there. I think we're gonna stop the video over at this shack down here. They pass out in the video so y'all can see everybody cruising and what they guys. There they come. Check this out, y'all, man. This is a good sight, man. This is what I like to see in Forza. This is pretty cool, man. People just cruising. This is what this game is meant for, man. Online, free roam. This is what it's meant for right here. That's awesome, y'all. Well, until the next time, man. Later, man. Just remember, comment and subscribe and like these videos, please, man. I want to be able to make more content on certain things. If y'all want to see certain stuff, man, let me know. With that being said, y'all have a good one.